samsaradava nalalidaloka tranaya karuna guna ganatvam praptasya kalyana gunanavasya vande guru shri charanaravinda Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Vaditra Madhyan Manasorasena Romancha Kampa Sutaranga Vajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Shri Vigrahara Dana Nityanana Shingarathan Mandiramajnado Yuktasya bhaktam sanyunjatopi Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinam Chaturvida Shri Bhagavad Prasada Swadana Tripta Harivaksha Sangham Kritraiva Triptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Shri Radhika Madhava Yodhapara Madhurya Leela Gunarupanam Nam Pratikshanasvadanalolupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Nikunjayo no Ratikeli Sedhai Ya Yali Divyukti Rapekshaniya Tatra Atidaksharati Vallabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Sakshadarittvena samastashastre uktastatha bhavyateva sadvi. Kintu pravoya priya eva tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Yasya prasada bhagavad prasado Yasya prasada nagati kutopi. Jayam stuvam sasa yasa shri sadyam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastyatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Nityananda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Nila Madhava, Radha Nila Madhava, Radhe. Jaya Radha Nila Madhava, Radha Nila Madhava, Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jai Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram, Jaya Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha, Lakshmi Narasingha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasingha. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jai Om Shnupada Brahmamsa Padaka Acharya Shtota Shata Shishmat His Divine Grace. Aparchana Vrinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT PI Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Shnupada Brahmamsa Padaka Acharya Shtota Shata Shishmat His Divine Grace. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Premise Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Kiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrajabhumi Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Navadvipa Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Shri Purushotama Chaitra Jagnapuri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ayodhya Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Samarita Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Shri Vijaya Ekadashi Ki Jai. Ekadashi Vrata Ki Jai. Harinama Sankirtana Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Dala dala daine. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Akashipurvakshaha. Shilatankanakalae. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha. Yato yato yami tato Narsimha. Yato yami tato Narsimha. Bahe Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha. Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha. Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade. Madim Sharanam Prapade. Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade. Madim Sharanam Tavakara Kamala Bhare Natham Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadhita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tavakara Kamala Naham Adukha Simha Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे या हरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपा 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 जय जय प्रभुपा जय जय प्रभुपा 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 जय जय प्रभुपा जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव भगवान की जय श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाबो ए अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाबो ए अभिलाषी जय तुम्हारा शरण लो, तारा वंश पूर्ण हो। कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी। मोरा ये अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास। नायने हरि बो सदा युगल रूप राशि। ये निवेदन धारो सकीरानुगत करो। सेवाधिकार दिए करो निज दासी। दीना कृष्ण दासे को ये न मोरा होय। श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी। श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी। यानी कानी चापा पानी ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे। यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे। यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्याधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani. Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की। श्री वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशव सच विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवे सत्यवताय नमो नमः। श्री वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशव सच विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवे सत्यवताय नमो नमः। श्री वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशव सच कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवे सत्यवताय नमो नमः। श्रीमद् वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय।
Take shelter of you as wish fulfilled. Please have mercy upon him and make him resident in Vrindavan. Why did I also grant you residence in pleasurable Srimad and Krishna? I beg you to make me follower of Kaur Dance of the Virgin. Please give me the privilege devotional service and make me your own maidservant. This very fallen lowly servant of Krishna praise. May I always swim in the love Shri Radha and Govinda. Srimati Tulsi Maharani ki jai. There are 10 offenses in the matter of chanting holy name that should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who dedicate their life for propagating holy name the Lord. 2. To consider the name the demigods of Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal to independent name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature pursuant of Vedic version. 5. To consider the glory of chanting Hare Krishna as imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to holy name the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activity in the strength of chanting the holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna one of the auspicious ritualistic activities, offering the Veda the fruity activities, karma, ganda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about glorious holy name. 10. To not complete faith in the chanting holy names, and to maintain material attachments even after standing so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve desired success. Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our most humble obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just as deities who can fulfill to everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. So just a reminder that today is Ekadasi, fasting from beans and grains. Hare Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Jeta Darpana Marjanam Pavamahadavakni Nirvapanam Shriya Kairava Chantrika Vitaranam Vidyavatu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pradipadam Purunarmita Sadhanam Sarvatmasnapanam Paravijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Smarane Nagalaha Eta Tishi Tava Kripa Bhagavam Mamapi Durudevami Disham Iha Janina Nurakaha Trinatapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi Na Thanam Na Janam Na Sundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Jammani Jammanishvare Bhavata Bhaktir Haituki Tavai Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mang Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Sthita Turi Satisham Vichintaya Nayanam Kaladashuru Dharaya Vatanam Kat Kadarudaya Kira Pulakai Nichitam Vapurkada Tava Nama Grahane Bhavishati Yuga itam nimishena chakshusha pravisha itam shunya itam jagat sarvam govinda virahe name ashirisha va padaratam pinnashtumam adarsanam marmahatam karotu va yatha tatha va vitatha lampato matprana nathastu se eva naparaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam Ki Jai. Glory to Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes fire of conditional life, repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is prime benediction of humanity at large because it expresses the rays of the benediction moon. It's the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which always anxious. Oh my Lord, your holy name alone grants all benediction human beings. Thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, our kindness enables us to easily approach you by your holy name. But I'm so unfortunate I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor to desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotion service birth after birth. O Son of Nanda Krishna, I'm eternal servitor, yet somehow I fall in the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at lotus feet. O my Lord, while my eyes bedeck with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant the holy name, while my voice choke up and hairs my body stand and the recitation of your name. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considered a moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything, everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam Ki Jai. Shri Mangala Aarti Ki Jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pachadya Desha Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ti Namine Shri Varshabhani Devi Daidaya Kripaptaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayine Prabhavin Namaha Madhuryo Jala Premade Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Mutaye Dina Darine Rupa Nuga Viruddha Pasiddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sashad Vairagya Mutaye Vipalambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gaura Bhava Bhumistvam Nirdeshta Sajana Priyaha Vaishnava Sava Bhama Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakham Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagapate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Srator Pango Mamamanda Matergati Masarva Svapadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vindalana Kalpadumata Shimadra Nagara Singhasanasto Shrimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prishtari Bi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasaram Bivam Sevata Tatastitaha Karsham Venu Saner Gopir Gopinatha Shiyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishvari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Panamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Mangalacharna Prayers Ki Jai Shri Brahma Samhita Ki Jai Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadya Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Parakara Satmasukappa Viksha Lakshariteshu Surabhi Rabi Palayantam Lakshmi Sahasa Shatasam Parmasevyamanam Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Venum Kavanantam Aravinda Dalaya Daksham Parhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Gantarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Alola Chantaka Lasa Vanamada Vamshi Ranangadam Panayakeri Kalavilasam Shamam Tripanga Laritam Yatapakasham Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti Pashanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chimma Satujala Vigrahasya Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Advaitam Achotam Anadi Mananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedesho Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakta Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Pantastu Koti Shatavatsara Sampragamyo Vayuratapi Manaso Munipangavanan Sopiasti Yapapada Simya Vichinta Tatve Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ekopya Sarachayitum Jagadanta Kotim Yachakti Rasti Jagadanta Jayaya Dantaha Antantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Yad Bhava Bhavita Diyo Manujasta Teva Samprapya Rupa Mahimasa Nayana Pushaha Suktaryam Eva Nikama Patitai Stuvanti Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ananda Chimme Rasa Patibhavitabis Tapya Evan Jarupa Tayakalapihi Goloka Eva Nivasatya Kilatma Bhutto Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Premanjana Churuta Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hidayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundam Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ramadi Mutishu Kalanya Mena Tishtan Nanavatarama Makaro Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samapavat Paramapumam Yo Govindam Madi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Krishna, who is known as Govinda, the Supreme Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin and the prime cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desire in abodes built with with spiritual gems surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord who decked with peacock feathers, with the figure of beauty, with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness, a charming millions of cupids.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always revels in the pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending forms of Shama Sundara is eternally manifest.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of the transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas but obtainable by pure, unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning, the eternal Purusha, yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the processor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at one and at the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore.
I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantra suktas told by the Vedas by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveyances, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm Goloka, with Radha resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities in the company of her confidentes, Sakis, embodiment of the extension of her bodily form permitted and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shyamasundara Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion, tinged with the salve of love.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, etc. as the subjective portions. Sri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Bhagavad Gita 7.1 purport. शृण्वतां स्वकदा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः गजयन्ता हि स्तो हि अपत्राणि विद्नोति सुहृत्सतं नष्टप्रये स्व अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भागवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैस्तिकी तदा राजास्तमो भावा कामलोभाजयाश्च ये चेत एतैरनाविदं सितं सत्त्वे प्रसीदति एवं प्रसन्नमनसो भगवद्भक्तियोगतः भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्तसङ्गस्य जायते विद्यते हृदयग्रन्थे सिद्ध्यन्ते सर्वसंशयाः क्षीयन्ते च कर्माणि दृष्टा एवात्मनीश्वरे.
To hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotees who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from the devotees, he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of Asamshayam Samagram, understanding of the supreme, absolute truth, personality of Godhead. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotees in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We'll continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 14, Text 39. Bhavishyatastava bhadrav abhadre jataradhamau lokan sapalavam palam trims chandi muhur akrandai isyataha bhavishyataha will take birth. Tava, your, Abhadrav, two contemptuous sons. Abhadre, O unlucky one. Jatara Adhamau, born of a condemned womb. Lokan, all planets. Sapalan, Palan, with their rulers. Trin, three. Chandi, haughty one. Muhu, constantly. Akran Daishtaha, will cause lamentation. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Ki Jai. O haughty one, you will have two contemptuous sons born of your condemned womb. Unlucky women, they will cause constant lamentation to all the three worlds. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Contemptuous sons are born of the condemned womb of their mother. In Bhagavad Gita 1.40 it is said, when there is a deliberate negligence of the regulative principles of religious life, the women as a class become polluted, and as a result there are unwanted children. This is especially true for boys. If the mother is not good, there cannot be good sons. The learned Kashyapa could foresee the character of the sons who would be born of the condemned womb of Diti. The womb was condemned because of the mother's being too sexually inclined, and thus transgressing all the laws and injunctions of the scriptures. In a society where such women are predominant, and one should not expect good children.
Text 40. Praninam hanyamananam dinanam akritagasam trinam nirghyamananam kopiteshu mahatmasu. Praninam, when the living entities, hanyamananam, being killed, dinanam, of the poor, akrita agasam, of the faultless, strinam, of the woman, nirghyamananam, being tortured, kopiteshu, being enraged, mahatmasu, when the great souls. Translation, they will kill poor faultless living entities, torture women, and enrage the great souls. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Demoniac activities are predominant when innocent, faultless living entities are killed, women are tortured, and the great souls engaged in Krishna consciousness are enraged. In a demoniac society, innocent animals are killed to satisfy the tongue, and women are tortured by unnecessary sexual indulgence. Where there are women and meat, there will be liquor and sex indulgence. When these are prominent in society, by God's grace, one can expect a change in the social order by the Lord Himself or by His bona fide representative.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 14, Text 41. Tada Vishveshwara Krudo Bhagaval Loka Bhavanaha Hanishyati Avatirasya Yatandrin Sata Parvadre. Tada, at that time, Vishwa Ishwaraha, the Lord of the universe, Kruddha, in great anger, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Loka Bhavanaha, desiring the welfare of the people in general, Hanishyati, will kill, Avatirya, descending himself, Asau, he, Yata, as if, Adrin, the mountains, Sataparvadra, the controller of that thunderbolt, Indra. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. At that time, the Lord of the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the well-wisher of all living entities, will descend and kill them, just as Indra smashes the mountains with his thunderbolts. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, the Lord descends as an incarnation to deliver the devotees and kill the miscreants. The Lord of the universe and of everything would appear to kill the sons of Diti because of their offending the devotees of the Lord. There are many agents of the Lord, such as Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Goddess Durga, and Kali, who can chastise any formidable miscreants in the world. The example of mountains being smashed by a thunderbolt is very appropriate. The mountain is considered the most strongly built body within the universe, yet it can be easily smashed by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not need to descend in order to kill any strongly built body. He comes down just for the sake of his devotees. Everyone is subject to the miseries offered by material nature, but because the activities of miscreants, such as killing innocent people and animals or torturing women, are harmful to everyone and are therefore a source of pain for the devotees, the Lord comes down. He descends only to give relief to his ardent devotees. The killing of the miscreant by the Lord is also the mercy of the Lord towards the miscreant, although apparently the Lord takes the side of the devotee. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no difference between his activities of killing the miscreants and favoring the devotees.
Text 42. Ditiruvacha.
तृतीयरुवाच वदं भगवता साक्षात् सुवर्णबोध्रधारबाहुना अशास्य पुत्रायोर्मह्यं मा क्रुद्धद् ब्राह्मणद्प्रभो. Ditiyovacha, Diti said, Vadam, the killing, Bhagavata, by the personality of Godhead. Shakshat, directly. Sunabha, with his Sudarshana weapon. Udara, very magnanimous. Bahuna, by the arms. Asase, I desire. Putrayoho, of the sons. Mahyam, of mine. Ma, never be it so. Krudat, by the rage. Brahmanat, Brahmanat, of the Brahmanas. Prabho, O my husband. Translation. Diti said, it is very good that my sons will be magnanimously killed by the arms of the personality of Godhead with his Sudarshana weapon. O my husband, may they never be killed by the wrath of the Brahmana devotees. Purport. When Diti heard from her husband that the great souls would be angered by the activities of her sons, she was very anxious. She thought that her sons might be killed by the wrath of the Brahmanas, that the Lord does not appear when the Brahmanas become angry at someone, because the wrath of a Brahmana is sufficient in itself. He certainly appears, however, when his devotee simply becomes sorry. A devotee of the Lord never prays to the Lord to appear for the sake of the troubles the miscreants cause for him, and he never bothers him by asking for protection. Rather, the Lord is anxious to give protection to the devotees. Diti knew well that the killing of her sons by the Lord would also be his mercy, and therefore she says that the will and arms of the Lord are magnanimous. If someone is killed by the will of the Lord and is thus fortunate enough to see the arms of the Lord, that is sufficient for his liberation. Such good fortune is not achieved even by the great sages.
Text 43. न ब्रह्मदण्ड दग्धस्य न भूताभयदस्य च नरकश्चानु गृह्णान्ति यं यां योनिम् असौ गतः. No, never. Brahmadanda, punishment by a Brahmana. Dagdasya, of one who is so punished. No, neither. Bhuta Bhayadasya, of one who is always fearful to the living entities. Cha, also. Narakaha, those condemned to hell. Cha, also. Anugrihnanti, do any favor, yam yam, whichever, yonim, species of life, asau, the offender, gataha, goes. Translation: a person who is condemned by a Brahmana or is always fearful to other living entities is not favored either by those who are already in hell or by those in the species in which he is born. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. A practical example of a condemned species of life is the dog. Dogs are so condemned that they never show any sympathy to their contemporaries.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 14, Text 44-45. Kashyapa uvacha kritasokanupatapena sadhya pratyavamarsanat bhagavati urumanacha bhave mai api chadarat putrasyai eva cha putranam bhavitaikha satam matha gashyanti yad yasha suddham bhagavad yasasa samam. Kashyapa Uvacha, the learned Kashyapa said, Kritasoka, having lamented, Anutapena, by penitence, Sadhya, immediately, Pratyava Marsanat, by proper deliberation, Bhagavati, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Uru, great, Manat, adoration, Cha, and Bhave, unto Lord Shiva, Mai api, unto me also, Cha, and Adarat, by respect, Putrasya, of the son, Eva, certainly, Cha, and Putranam, of the sons, Bhavita, shall be born, Ekaha, one, Satam, of the devotees, Mataha, approved, Gashyanti, will broadcast, Yat, of whom, Yasaha, recognition, Sudham, transcendental, Bhagavat, of the personality of Godhead, Yasasa, with recognition, Samam, equally. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The learned Kashyapa said, because of your lamentation, penitence, and proper deliberation, and also because of your unflinching faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead and your adoration for Lord Shiva and me, one of the sons, Prahalada, of your son, Hiranyakashipu, will be an approved devotee of the Lord, and his fame will be broadcast equally with that of the Personality of Godhead. Wow.
Text 46. Yoger hemava durvarnam bhava ishyanti sadavaha nirvairadhibhir atmanam yakchilam anuvartitum. Yoge, by the rectifying processes, hema, gold, iva, like, durvarnam, inferior quality, bhava ishyanti, will purify, sadavaha, saintly persons, nirvaira, adibhi, by practice of freedom from animosity, etc. Atmanam, the self, yat, whose, shilam, character, anuvartitam, to follow in the footsteps. Translation: in order to follow in his footsteps, saintly persons will try to emulate his character by practicing freedom from animosity, just as the purifying processes rectify gold of inferior quality. Purport: yoga practice, the process of purifying one's existential identity, is based mainly of self-control. Without self-control, one cannot practice freedom from animosity. In the conditional state, every living being is envious of another living being. But in the liberated state, there is an absence of animosity. Prahlad Maharaj was tortured by his father in so many ways. Yet, after the death of his father, he prayed for his father's liberation by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He did not ask any benediction that he might have asked, but he prayed that his atheistic father might be liberated. He never cursed any of the persons who engaged in torturing him at the instigation of his father.
Text 47. Yat prasadat idam vishwam prasidati yatatmakam saswadrag bhagavan yasya toshate ananyayadrisha. Yat, by whose prasadat, mercy of, idam, this, vishwam, universe, prasidati, becomes happy. Yat, whose, atmakam, because of his omnipotence, sah, he, swadrug, taking special care for his devotees, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yasya, whose, tosyate, becomes pleased, ananyaya, without deviation, drisha, by intelligence. Translation: everyone will be pleased with him because the personality of Godhead, the supreme controller of the universe, is always satisfied with a devotee who does not wish for anything beyond him. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The supreme personality of Godhead is situated everywhere as a super soul, and he can dictate to anyone and everyone as he likes. The would-be grandson of Diti, who was predicted to be a great devotee, would be liked by everyone, even by the enemies of his father, because he would have no other vision besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A pure devotee of the Lord sees the presence of his worshipable Lord everywhere. The Lord reciprocates in such a way that all living entities in whom the Lord is dwelling as a super soul also like a pure devotee, because the Lord is present in their hearts and can dictate to them to be friendly to his devotee. There are many instances in history wherein even the most ferocious animal became friendly to a pure devotee of the Lord.
Text 40. Text 48. Text 48. Savai Mahabhagavato Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahatam Mahishta Pravreda Bhaktya Hi Anubhavi Tasaya Shayae Tasaye Niveshya Vaikuntam Imam Vihashyati. Saha, he, by certainly, Mahabhagavata, the topmost devotee, Maha, Atma, expanded intelligence, Maha Anubhava, expanded influence, Bhavaha, expanded influence, Mahatma, Mahatam, of the great souls, Mahishtaha, the greatest, Pravridda, well matured, Bhaktya, by devotional service, he is certainly Anubhavita, being situated in the Anubhava stage of ecstasy. Asaye, in the mind. Niveshya, entering. Vaikuntam, in the spiritual sky. Imam, this material world. Vihashyati, will quit. Translation: that topmost devotee of the Lord will have expanded intelligence and expanded influence, and will be the greatest of the great souls. Due to matured devotional service, he will certainly be situated in transcendental ecstasy and will enter the spiritual sky after quitting this material world. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. There are 3 stages of transcendental development in devotional service, which are technically called Sthayi Bhava, Anubhava, and Mahabhava. Continual perfect love of Godhead is called tai bhava, and when it is called when it is performed in a particular type of transcendental relationship, it is called anubhava. But the stage of Mahabhava is invisible is visible amongst the personal pleasure potential energies of the Lord. It is understood that the grandson of Diti, namely Prahalada Maharaja, would constantly meditate on the Lord and reiterate his activities. Because he would constantly remain in meditation, he would easily transfer himself to the spiritual world after quitting his material body. Such meditation is still more conveniently performed by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord. This is especially recommended in the age of Kali. Kali.
Text 49. Alampata shiladharo gunakaro hrishta paradya vyatito dukkiteshu abhuta shatrur jagata shokaharta naidagikam tapam ivo durajaha. Alampataha, virtuous. Shila, dharaha, qualified. Guna, akaraha, reservoir of all good qualities. Hrishtaha, jolly. Pararudhya, by others' happiness. Vyatitaha, distressed. Dukkiteshu, in others' unhappiness. Abhuta shatruhu, without enemies. Jagataha, of all the universe. Shoka harta, destroyer of lamentation. Naidagihakam, due to the summer sun. Tapam, distress. Iva, likened. Udu rajaha, the moon. Translation: he will be a virtuously qualified reservoir of all qualities. He will jolly and happy in others' happiness, distressed in others' distress, and will have no enemies. He will be a destroyer of the lamentation of all the universes, like the pleasant moon after the summer sun. Purport: Prahlad Maharaj, the exemplary devotee of the Lord, had all the good qualities humanly possible. Although he was the emperor of this world, he was not profligate. Beginning from the childhood, he was the reservoir of all good qualities. Without enumerating those qualities, it is said here summarily that he was endowed with all good qualities. That is the sign of a pure devotee. The most important characteristic of a pure devotee is that he is not lampata or licentious. And another quality is that he is always eager to mitigate the miseries of suffering humanity. The most obnoxious misery of a living entity is his forgetfulness of Krishna. A pure devotee therefore always tries to evoke everyone's Krishna's consciousness. That is the panacea of all miseries.
Text 50. Antarbahishchamalam abjanetram swapurushe chanugrahita rupam pautrastava shri lalana lalamam drashtaspurat kundala manditananam. Antah, within, bahi, without, cha, also, amalam, spotless, abjanetram, lotus eyes, swapurusha, own devotee, ichanugrahita rupam, accepting form according to desire, pautraha, grandchild, tava, your, Sri Lalana, beautiful goddess of fortune, Lalamam, decorated, Drashta, will see, Spurat Kundala, with brilliant earrings, Mandita, decorated, Ananam, face. Translation: Your grandson will be able to see inside and outside the supreme personality of Godhead, whose life is the beautiful goddess of fortune,
Whose wife, not life.
whose wife is the beautiful goddess of fortune. The Lord can assume the form desired by the devotee, and his face is always beautifully decorated with earrings. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It is predicted herewith that the grandson of Diti, Prahlada Maharaja, would not only see the personality of Godhead within himself by meditation, but would also be able to see him personally with his eyes. This direct vision is possible only for one who is highly elevated in Krishna consciousness, for the Lord is not possible to see with material eyes. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has multifarious eternal forms such as Krishna, Baladeva, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyuma, Vasudeva, Narayana, Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, and Vamana. And the devotee of the Lord knows all those Vishnu forms. A pure devotee becomes attached to one of the eternal forms of the Lord, and the Lord is pleased to appear before him in the form desired. A devotee does not imagine something whimsical about the form of the Lord, nor does he ever think that the Lord is impersonal and can assume a form desired by the non devotee. The non devotee has no idea of the form of the Lord, and thus he cannot think of any one of the above mentioned forms. But whenever a devotee sees the Lord, he sees him in a most beautifully decorated form, accompanied by his constant companion, the goddess of fortune, who is eternally beautiful.
Maitreyo Vacha Strutva Bhagavatam Pautram Mamadota Ditir Brisham Putrayoscha Vyadam Krishnad Veditvyashin Mahamanaha.
You are attending Sanskrit class. Without that, you won't learn never. You will always fall behind. Maitreya Vacha, the sage Maitreya says.
Maitreya Vacha, the sage Maitreya said, Shrutva, by hearing, Bhagavatam, to be a great devotee of the Lord, Pautram, grandson, Amodata, took pleasure, Diti, Brisham, very greatly, Putrayoho, of two sons, Cha, also, Vadam, the killing, Krishna, by Krishna, Viditva, knowing this, Ashit became Mahamanaha, highly pleased in mind. Translation. The sage Maitreya said, hearing that her grandson would be a great devotee and that her sons would be killed by Krishna, Diti was highly pleased in mind. Purport. Diti was very aggrieved to learn that because of her ultimately pregnancy, her sons would be demons and would fight with the Lord. But when she heard that her grandson would be a great devotee and that her two sons should be killed by the Lord, this was very satisfied. She was very satisfied. I corrected you. You cannot say that. As the wife of a great sage and the daughter of a great Prajapati, Daksha, she knew that being killed by the personality of Godhead is a great fortune. Since the Lord is absolute, his acts of violence and non-violence are both on the absolute platform. There is no difference in such acts of the Lord. Mundane violence and non-violence have nothing to do with the Lord's acts. A demon killed by him attains the same result as one who attains liberation after many births of penance and austerity. The word Brisham is significant herein because it indicates that Diti was pleased beyond her expectations. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purports of the third canto, 14th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, titled Pregnancy of Diti in the Evening.
Chapter 15, Description of the Kingdom of God. Maitreya Uvacha Prajapatyam tu tatteja Paratejohanam ditihi Dadara Varshani Satam Shankamana Surardanath. Maitreya Uvacha, the sage Maitreya said, Prajapatyam, of the great Prajapati, thu but, Tat Teja, his powerful semen, Parateja, others' prowess, Hanam, troubling, Diti, Kashyapa's wife, Dadara, bore, Varshani, years, Satam, 100, Shankamana, being doubtful, Surardanath, disturbing to the demigods. Translation, Sri Maitreya said, My dear Vidura, Diti, the wife of the sage Kasyapa, could understand that the sons within her womb would be a cause of disturbance to the demigods. As such, she continuously bore the powerful semen of Kasyapa Muni, which was meant to give trouble to others, for 100 years. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The great sage Sri Maitreya was explaining to Vidura the activities of the demigods, including Lord Brahma. When Diti heard from her husband that the sons she bore within her abdomen would be causes of disturbances to the demigods, she was not very happy. There are two classes of men, devotees and non-devotees. Non-devotees are called demons and devotees are called demigods. So no sane man or woman can tolerate the non-devotees giving trouble to devotees. Diti therefore was reluctant to give birth to her babies. She waited for 100 years so that at least she could save the demigods from the disturbance for that period.
Description of the Kingdom of God. Chapter 15, Description of the Kingdom of God. Text 2. Loke tanaya taloke. Loke tena hataloke. Lokapala hatau jasaha. Inya vedayan nishvarsheje. Dvanta vyati karam disham. Loke, within this universe, Dena, by the force of the pregnancy of Diti, Ahata, being devoid of, Loke, light, Lokapadaha, the demigods of various planets, Hata, Ojasa, Ha, whose prowess was diminished. Nya Vedayan asked, Vishvashrije Brahma, Dvanta Vyatikaram, expansion of darkness, Disham, in all directions. Translation. By the force of the pregnancy of the light of the sun and moon was impaired, and all the planets and the demigods of various planets being disturbed by that force, asked the creator of the universe, Brahma, what is this expansion of darkness in all directions?
Purport. It appears from this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam that the sun is the source of light for all the planets in the universe. The modern scientific theory, which states that there are many suns in each universe, is not supported by this verse. It is understood that in each universe there is only one sun, which supplies light to all the planets. In Book of the Gita, the moon is also stated to be one of the stars. There are many stars, and when we see them glittering at night, we can and there are many stars, and when we see them glittering at night, we can understand that they are reflectors of light, just as moonlight is a reflection of sunlight. Other planets also reflect sunlight, and there are many other planets who cannot be seen by our naked eyes. The demoniac influence of the suns in the womb of the expanded darkness throughout the universe.
Text 3. Deva uchuhu tam etad vibho vetta samvignayad vayam brasham nahi avyaktam bhagavata kalena sprushta vartamanaha. Deva Uchu, the demigod said, Tamaha, darkness, Eta, this, Vibho, O great one, Veta, you know, Samvignaha, very anxious, Yat, because Vayam, we, Brusham, very much, Na, not, He, because, Avyaktam, unmanifest, Bhagavataha, of you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What could you be doing right now, Abhi? I am reading. You follow. Because when you read, I follow. I don't make sounds. Bhagavataga, of you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Khalena, by time. Asprasta, untouched. Vartamanaha, whose way. Translation. The fortunate demigod said.
This is not yours. You have your own mic.
Translation. The force of the pregnancy of Translation. The fortunate demigod said, O great one, just see this darkness, which you know very well and which is causing us anxieties, because the influence of time cannot touch you. There is nothing unmanifest before you. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Brahma is addressed herein as Vibhu and as the personality of Godhead. He is the supreme personality of Godhead's incarnation of the mode of passion in the material world. He is not different in the representative sense from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore the influence of time cannot affect him. The influence of time, which manifests as past, present, future, cannot touch higher personalities like Brahma and other demigods. Sometimes demigods and great sages who have attained such perfection are called Trikalagna. You understand what Trikalagna?
Yeah.
There is just definition you missed it. Go next. Start reading.
Yeah.
Text 4. Why are you using mine? Gotcha. Go.
I said that to you, so you can say that to me.
Okay. Deva Deva Jagatdata.
I know. Deva Deva Jagatdatha Lokanatha Shikamane Paresham
Aparesham
Paresham Aparesham Tvam Bhutanam Mashibhavavid. You're not my Sanskrit teacher.
I'm your Sanskrit teacher.
No, you're not.
Deva Deva.
Deva Deva, O God of the demigods, Jagadata, O sustainer of the universe, Lokanatha, Shikamane, O head jewel of the demigods and other planets, Paresham, of the spiritual world, Aparesham of the material world, Tvam, Yo, Bhutanam of all living entities, Asi, are, Bhavavid, knowing their intentions. Translation: O God of the demigods, sustainer of the universe, head jewel of all the demigods and other planets, you know the intentions of all living entities in both the spiritual and material worlds. Because Brahma is almost an equal footing with the personality of Godhead, he is addressed here as the God of the demigods. And because he is the secondary creator of this universe, he is addressed as the sustainer of the universe. He is the head jewel of all the demigods. He is the head of all the demigods. And therefore, he is addressed here as the head jewel of the demigods. It is not difficult for him to understand everything which is happening in both the spiritual and material worlds. He knows everyone's heart and everyone's intentions. Therefore, he was requested to explain his incident. Why was the pregnancy of Diti causing such anxieties all over the world? All over the universe.
Text 5.
My voice really sounds like a computer now.
Yeah. Namo Vijnana Viryaya Maya Edam Upeyuse Grihita Guna Vedaya Namaste Vyaktayonaye. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Vijnana Viryaya, O original source of strength and scientific knowledge. Maya, by the external energy. Idam, this body of Brahma. Upayuse, having obtained. Grihita, accepting. Gunabedaya, the differentiated mode of passion. Namaste, offering obeisance unto you. Avyakta, unmanifested. Yonaye, source. Translation: O original source of strength and scientific knowledge, all obeisances unto you. You have accepted the differentiated mode of passion from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. With the help of external energy, you are born of the unmanifested source. All obeisance unto you. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Vedas are the original scientific knowledge for all departments of understanding.
And this knowledge of the Vedas was first. Why? In understanding. And this knowledge of the Vedas was first impregnated into the heart of Brahma by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, Brahma is the original source of all scientific knowledge. He is born directly from the transcendental body of God, Bodhakshayi Vishnu, who has never been seen by any creature of this material universe and therefore always remains unmanifested. Brahma is stated here to be born of the unmanifested. He is the incarnation of the mode of passion in material nature, which is the separated external energy of the Supreme Personality, the Supreme Lord.
Text 6. Etvanyena
bhavena bhavayanta bhavayanti atma bhavanam atmani prota bhuvanam param shad ashad atmakam. No, it's your verse.
Hey, those who, Tva, and you, Ananyena, without deviation, Bhavena, with devotion, Bhavayanti, meditate, Atma Bhavanam, who generates all living entities, Atman, within yourself, Prota, linked, Bhuvanam, all the planets, Param, the supreme, Sat, effect, Asat, cause, Atmakam, generator. Translation: O Lord, all these planets exist within yourself, and all the living entities are generated from you. Therefore, you are the cause of this universe, and anyone who meditates upon you without deviation attends devotional service. Text 7. We'll finish one more. Tesham supakva yoganam jita swashindriyatmanam labdayusmat prasadanam nakutas chit prarabhavaha. Tesham of them supakva yoganam, who are mature mystics, jita controlled, swasha breath, indriya the senses, atmanam the mind, labda attained, yusmat your, prasadana mercy, nanad, kutaschit anywhere, parabhava defeat. Translation: there is no defeat in this material world for persons who control the mind and the senses by controlling the breathing process and who are therefore experienced mature mystics. This is because by such perfection in yoga they have attained your mercy. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The purpose of yogic performances is explained here. It is said that an experienced mystic attains full control of the senses and the mind by controlling the breathing process. Therefore, controlling the breathing process is not the ultimate aim of yoga. The real purpose of yogic performances is to control the mind and senses. Anyone who has such control is to be understood to be an experienced, mature mystic yogi. It is indicated herein that a yogi who has control over the mind and the senses has the actual benediction of the Lord, and he has no fear. In other words, one cannot attain the mercy and benediction of the Supreme Lord until one is able to control the mind and the senses. This is actually possible when one fully engages in Krishna consciousness. A person whose senses and mind are always engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord has no possibility of engaging in material activities. The devotees of the Lord are not defeated anywhere in the universe. It is stated, Narayana Para Sarve. One who is Narayana Para, or a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is not afraid of anywhere, whether he is sent to hell or promoted to heaven. Bhagavatam 6th Canto 17th chapter 28th verse. Hare Krishna, we read today until Canto 3 chapter 15 text 7. Continue reading tomorrow. Gandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. We'll continue to Guru Puja. Hare Krishna.
Daddy, you're tall, right?
What?
You're tall, right? No, I have to make it taller.
Mataji, arrange for Mataji.
Oh. Still, but that doesn't mean it's short. She's short.
Respect.
I know. You're
Krishna-
calling. You're
Krishna
calling.
describe about, I just told arrange for Mataji, that's it.
You're calling her short.
Be respectful.
Luckily, this isn't too tall for her. Daddy, is this good?
Put the microphone. Then you set it down for, no, other one. Other one.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. If you are so determined, what can I do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Chakudana Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu Se Divya Jnana Reda Prakashito Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Vere Gaya Jahara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu Lokanata Loke Rajivana Aha Prabhu Koro Doya Deha More Pada Chaya Ebe Jasa Gusuk Sibu Vana Gusuk Sibu Vana Prabhupada Patithapa Vana Prabhupada Patithapa Vana Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastyatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pastyatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva plant us, give us the shade of the lotus feet. Let us famous for all of us the tree was. We take shelter at your lotus feet, for the save the most fallen soul.